Okay, it's Tuesday the 15th of December. I'm going to do the FTSE review. It's almost 10 to 8, so the FTSE opens in about 10 minutes. You can see the market's had this very strong fall off. We've produced this tail here, and this has actually been in overnight trading when the market has pushed up from here. But it's a very important level. You can see it's all these lows down here. Just move this one over here. And it also ties in with these candles right here. So if the market can come back down here, clearly that's a very good area to buy from. If it breaks through there, your next real support is going to be down, all the way down at the bottom of this tail. If it breaks through there, the market is going to have a fair bit more downside, in my opinion, and we could really come down another 115 to 200 points. So we'll see how the market reacts now that it has got down to these lows. You can see it's coming down again this morning. Let's have a look. So I'd be very interested if the market could get back down here into the 5875 levels. I'd look for a reversal down here, definitely. Apart from that, I've got a level at 5960, which ties in with R1. This, although it's a level, I'd want to watch how the market reacts up here. If I got a reversal, I would look to get my my stop to break even relatively quickly, just because we've already touched down at these levels down here, and then we have pushed off of them so strongly. So although we're still in a downtrend, that is the area where I would expect a fairly significant amount of buyers to step in if they are going to step in. You can actually see you got a very nice pin bar here right at the 430 close. So an overnight position, a long position would have been very nice to hold on to. You can see it's pushed up very, very strongly. We've already rejected off of this level. We got up here at 11:45 last night. We actually produced a piercing pattern and then we fell away. So I would be looking for a reversal here. However, the stop would need to go to break even relatively quickly. I wouldn't be confident just to let this one move against me, and then I wouldn't give it as much room to move, basically. Apart from that, back up at the 6,000 levels, the round number 6,000, all the way up to 6030. It's a 30-point zone. I'd look for reversals there also. And that's really the main areas I would be watching today. I'm not trading today. As I've already said, I'm taking this week off as part of the Christmas holiday. But I will come back at 4:30. I'll review these zones. I'll go over what the market did. And we'll see how it traded. So yeah, there's only 3 zones today I would be interested in. This one also would be a relatively minor zone, although it fits all my rules, just because we've had such a strong push off from these levels down here. I just want to see how the market is now going to react. Okay, so I'll come back at 4:30 and I will add to the video. Okay, so it's 20 to 5. First thing we can see on the daily time frame is we have had an up day. Now the evidence that this was going to be a bullish day was there. You can see the market came down into these key levels down here. We've already identified why it's so important. The market overnight trading has already proved relatively bullish, so we were expecting an up day. If we go on to the 5-minute time frame now and have a look, okay. So we opened down here at this candle here. Now the market pushes up. It pushes into this zone right here. Now this is the zone that I said this morning I would not really be looking to sell from here. If I was selling from here, I would look to get my stop to break even as quickly as possible. The reason for this is because with the market touching such an important zone, so it came down into a very key level, which, let me just jump back onto the daily time frame. So we came down into these levels down here, where the market has already rejected strongly several times. So with it being such a bullish day, well, in my opinion this morning it was bullish, this was too close to the open for me to take as a sell area. Let me just make this a little bit larger. So let's see if we get any signals. We have a piercing pattern right here that I can see. You can see the market then falls away. If I had entered into this trade, I wouldn't have entered into this trade, but if for some reason I had, what I was talking about is when the market broke down like this, my stop, mental stop, would have then been break even. As the market came back up, I would have just exited. If I hadn't exited as it got to break even, I would have exited as it produced a bullish candle like this. Just because this was too close to the open for me with the market being so bullish. However, the market then breaks through this area. It then comes back down and tests the area. Now this is breaking through resistance, resistance becoming support. This would be an ideal area to buy. With the market being so positive, this is where you should be looking for signals to buy. We've already identified the zone. It's proved a weak zone to sell from purely because the market is so bullish. So when it breaks through, it comes back down. We're looking for signals to buy. We have one there. Where else do we have one? We have one. Oops. We have one there. So you could have entered here, or you could have entered here, either or. Then the market then pushes higher. Let's have a look. Pushes up almost 20 points. So for this move here, let me delete this once more. You could have taken this, people on the training course, you could have taken this for 15 to 20 points. If you decided to let your profits run, you could have exited as the market began to turn against you. The market then comes down and we produce another low here. Now, what you need to look at when this is happening is, first of all, we can see we're making a low here, a higher low, and then a third higher low. On top of that, we've made a high, a low, a higher high, and a higher low once again. So this is evidence that the market is very bullish. Let's have a look. You could have entered the market after this candle. I'm not sure. I'd need to look at these candles properly, but just purely because I wasn't trading today, I haven't been able to go over these candles. Okay, that's not one. But this candle definitely, this looks like it's slightly too small. You could have definitely taken this candle as your entry, entered above the high. The market then takes off. It then comes up into the next zone. This is an area where I would have been looking for sell positions. Now with this strong run up here, you may have chosen to wait. People on the training course, you may have wanted to wait for evidence before you sold into the market. It looked like it would have been a prudent idea. However, you get a pin bar here, the market falls down, it then rejects, pushes higher. However, as soon as it pushes higher like this, it rejects again and falls down. Let me have a look. So this is 425. So at 425, I wouldn't have entered the market again anyway. However, if you had been in this position, you can see the market falls down, rallies against you, and then it falls down again. So if you had been holding this position, you could now be out as the market came back down here. Let me have a look. This is quite important to go over actually. So this candle here, I went over this I believe in previous videos. It happens occasionally, so it's worth going over it again. This candle here, lots of people will have seen this candle, lots of people will have jumped on this thinking it is a breakout move. Let me explain why it's not. Okay, so on the daily time frame, first of all, we can see we've had this very long run down. Now, traders who are day trading, if they are following this move down in a sell position, the vast majority of them, what they're going to do is they're going to let the market go down and then pushes up and then goes down. What they're going to do is they're going to bring their stop to the high of the previous day's price action. So then we fall away, they're going to bring their stop here, we then fall away again, they're going to bring their stop here, and so on all the way down. Now, the reason that that candle was so strong is because the price action from yesterday, the high of the candle we can see is up here in the around about the 6,000 level. Let's have a look on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, so yesterday's high is the 6010 level. So people are going to put their stops just above this level. Let's say they put it, I don't know, 10 points above it. So 6021, let's say. So round about here. What do you think the market is going to do to all of these stops? It's clearly going to ramp up to take out all these stops. This is exactly what this candle is. It's purely clearing stops. You can see it goes up and then it instantly rejects and turns around again. So anybody who is in a sell position here, and this is why it's important not to panic when you see a trade moving against you like this. You need to look at the market and understand why it's doing what it's doing. This is just purely clearing stops. The market then doesn't go any higher, instantly rejects and falls away. Tries to push higher again, rejects again, and down it comes. You can see it's still coming down now. So this sell position, although I wouldn't have entered into this sell position just purely because of this run up here, it's very strong. We've had a very strong move up all the way from 8 this morning, all the way up. I would have wanted some more evidence, but if you had entered in here, you can see it would have worked out fine. Came down here, pushed up higher. This is clearing stops. Anyone who's taken the training course, of course your stop's not going to be anywhere near this level. The market then turns around, falls back down, pushes higher and falls down again. And we can see that the market is still coming down. I mean, I've no idea where this is going to come down to, but if you had entered here, you could, even if you were panicking, you could have exited at break even, which would have been round about here. But now you're back into profit by, what was 7-8 points. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful, guys. As always, please do subscribe to Decisive Trading if you are learning how to trade. This will be the last video before Christmas, so I hope you all have a great Christmas and New Year, and I will speak to you again after the holidays. I'm James Orr, thank you.